Hello everyone, welcome back to Neutralix. I'm your host cosolix. We're going over a Lance guide for 2026. So if you are playing Lance in this year, we just came off a world champion win. Shout out to Hideaway, my goat. Um, but first thing we're going to be going over is the legends to play if you want to be good at Lance. If you are a Lance main, definitely recommend Rupture, especially in 1v1. Rupture is a great character. Artemis is great as well. If you're really good at Scythe, really recommend Artemis. The high speed lance is really good, especially with Rupture. Like, you're going to want probably the speed stance until Dex probably gets reworked. I'd say all these characters you're going to want to remove from Dex, except for probably one character or two I'll mention. Vrax is a good lance character, don't get me wrong. Great lance, right? Better lance than blasters, in my opinion. But the stats are so lopsided. Like, I think it's a good counter pick. I don't know if it's the best character to main. That's just what I've come to my conclusion. But if you're a Vrax main and you like playing Vrax and you are best with Vrax, keep playing Vrax. 9 Dex is probably your best bet if you're playing Vrax. Get those free true combos, of course, of course. Roland, go speed stance probably. Speed's really important with Lance. Roland's a great character, very underrated. Although very low on tier lists that I've made recently. But I do think Sword is a good secondary. Queen Nai is not a Lance character. Why is she favorited? Orion, 6 decks is where you're going to want to be at. So I would just use the base stance. I wouldn't go away from that. I believe, yeah, attack takes some defense, so maybe you can go with that. The reason why you're going to want 6 decks is it goes by every 3. 3 decks, 6, 9. 9 decks gives you the true combo, downlight, neutralite, and I'll show that very soon if you don't know it. But 6 decks makes it 1 dodge frame. So I'd rather be on 6 decks than 5 decks, because if it's 5 decks, it's jumpable at 2 dodge frames. So if they don't have a dodge, the combo's confirmed. And more often than not, like, people don't have dodges pretty often. So that's something to really note if you're playing Orion. And Orion's great in 1s and 2s. Highly recommend Orion. Probably the most well-rounded best Lance character in the game. Scarlet is amazing, especially if you're a hammer player. Her hammer is amazing. Her lance sigs are pretty good, but kind of mid. Speed stance is probably where it's at. Although if you take away from Dex, you also get 6 defense. So if you don't mind that, that's also great. Ulgrim, probably the best lance character in 2v2. I would be going 2 decks all the way through and through. It doesn't really make any difference. And Vector is one of the best 1s characters for Lance. I wouldn't play Vector in 2s, but I have seen it been done, especially by Vector Vector's very underrated. If you're good at bow, I'd recommend playing Vector. I'm not a huge fan of the SIGs, especially, like, the only good Lance SIG is the end SIG, but the bow SIGs are phenomenal. So if you're good at bow, I would play Vector, and go 3 decks for sure, for sure. We're going to be starting this guide with Rupture. Let's get right into it. So before we keep going with this and get really into the combos and everything, I'm a game developer and I'm working on a game called Spark Kart. It's like a free-to-play inspired by Brawlhalla and Mario Kart. 3 laps or 3 stocks. Check it out. Link down below. If you click request early access and you type Neutralix as the referral, you are entered into a Neutralix giveaway where we're giving away Brawlhalla codes, including metadevs, which I have behind me. Upside down flexing. We have some metadevs to give away. So yeah, check that out. spar-kart.com, request early access, and type Neutralix. I hope you enjoy that game. So if you're unfamiliar with training, I'll show really quickly. Switch to bot settings, get the control mode in the bot. We're going to put the bot in the middle. We're going to put damage reset on, position reset on, switch it back to player settings, or sorry, go to the top of control mode, go from control mode bot to control mode player. Now go to player settings, turn item spawning off. We're going to turn on hitboxes, turn on hurt boxes, hurt and hit, turn stun on. I don't know about impulse. You can have it on if you want. I'll leave it on. It's more data, I guess. Show damage on, and then we're gonna give the weapon Lance, and we're all set up. So Lance, let's go over the light attacks quick. Like, you might be brand new to the game, so why not? Lance Sidelight is your combo tool. This is all your true combos. Neutralite is another horizontal kind of kill option. It's kind of like a get away from me. You're more likely going to want to use Sidelight over Neutralite, but if you're trying to kill, like, specifically at like 170, 180 in terms of damage, then you're going to want to use Neutralite. Downlight is your string tool. It's your stacked option, although it's not actually stacked. It's fake stacked. And by stacked, it means stacked on top of you. So a hitbox that covers where your hurt box currently is. And you can see it actually moves you backwards. So the hitbox covers where you were, but it's not perfectly stacked. So like right there, for instance, this is stacked. It hits, so technically you could call it stacked, although it's fake stacked, because it's not actually over your hurt box. You move backwards, right? Let's go over the aerials. So we got down air. This is a good edge guarding tool. This is a good string starter. This is actually a good true combo starter sometimes too. That's a true combo, spoiler alert. Sair is a great kill option. There's some strings after Sair, which we'll go over. And strings versus combos. So combos are confirmed. They are true, right? They're confirmed 2 hits or more. Strings are basically a series of attacks that is escapable in some way, shape, or form. You could dodge out of it, you could jump. It's a case by case depending on the type of string. If it's 1 dodge frame, it is undodgeable, so it's an undodgeable string. Yada yada. I would watch Neutralix does Brawlhalla like beginner guides. I'd highly recommend watching ours from 2025 if you aren't familiar with stuff like that. We're gonna be making a new one very soon, so stay subscribed. But yeah, Sair has some strings at like 3 dodge frames. You can technically get a true combo after Sair. Sair and Light is very, very, very rarely true. We're not going to be going over that because it's so niche. It's such, it doesn't matter. Nair is your string starter and sometimes true combo starter. That's more reliable than the Sair true combos. Yeah, Nair is a great option. Picks up grounded, not on the back end. Keep that in mind. And it doesn't cover stacked. So you're going to want to use this strategically. It's a pretty easy attack to use, but it can go wrong if people are moving stacked. Not something I'd worry about in silver gameplay. But in higher elos, you don't want to use this stacked, right? Lance doesn't have that many stacked options. Like, I guess, yeah, even Dare, like, you can almost consider stacked, but it's really just downlight. That's kind of your stacked option. You got recovery. This is one of the worst recoveries in the game because you have to charge it. Yes. But it is a good string follow-up. So there are kind of options there. It kills somewhat reasonably, you could say. Yeah, it's a pretty good option, but it's mostly good for its exhausted recovery, which an exhausted recovery, if you don't already know, is if you have jumps, you can press the recovery button and you'll get these exhausted recoveries after you've recovered once. It's a quicker version of the recovery. Specific to Lance, it is extremely quick, right? It's a really good option if you're like coming back to stage and you're trying to fake someone out and just throw something unexpected. The exhausted recovery on Lance is a great option and you get some vertical momentum, so why not, right? It's a great option compared to jump sometimes if you know you're going to make it back. And the ground pound, this is actually one of the best ground pounds in the game. You have tons of force. Oh my. There's so much force that this move has to offer. Highly recommend if you just want to steal stocks, dash jump ground pounds off stage. You could even like dash ground pound like that and reverse it. There's a lot of ways to ground pound and kind of, not that, make your opponent kind of unexpected. I'll try and show off some gameplay a little bit later, but yeah, ground pound is great. The only thing to keep a note with it, it is tiny. The hitbox is very small. So yeah, just beware. It is high risk, high reward. It is also hard to stop the ground pound. You have to fall all the way, so keep that in mind. Okay. Let's go over some true combos. So as we said earlier, Sidelight is the true combo starter. So the first combo you're going to want to learn on Lance is Sidelight down air. And how you input this, it is Sidelight jump down air. So to input this, you want to Sidelight. And then fun fact, if you press jump and attack at the same time, it makes it frame perfect to a jump attack. So Sidelight, jump, downlight. And the jump downlight is the down air, right? Because you're in the air. So yeah, side attack, jump down attack at the same time, and you're going to hit this combo every single time. Do this until you can hit it 10 times in a row true. So yeah, side light down air, most consistent combo, best option, good for killing as well. Like if you hit a side light downer at the side of a map, it's actually really great. You could weapon throw after it, and yeah, just a great option. I'd be going for this every single time, specifically because if I make the bot not dodge, you get a 1 dodge frame follow-up. Side light downer, neutral light. Do this 10 times in a row at 1 dodge frame. And you can see the dodge window 1. Make sure it says that. This is a great option because if they have no dodge, it is confirmed. And if you don't like neutral light and you want something maybe a little bit riskier, bit of a tougher input, you can also get side light downer, dash down light at 1 dodge frame. It's the exact same. And if you're on Vrax, that might give you a true combo, right? So definitely depends case by case legend. When I'm on 2 decks, it becomes 3 dodge frames, and I don't really want that as much. Super escapable on this specific character. But yeah, side light, jump down there, dash down light, and then you can get neutral light. Great little 4 hit. On 6 decks, that's only 1 dodge frame the entire way. Great option. Highly recommend. If you're like all the way until diamond, people are not dodging this very often, right? So definitely recommend learning that combo. The other combo to know after side light is Nair. This is confirmed, basically. It's a good alternative option, specifically for 2v2. This is a great combo tool for team combos. Where side light down there is really hard to team combo because you move yourself forward with it, right? I'm launching myself with the person I'm hitting. I might get accidentally hit by my teammate. Not a good option. Where side light Nair, you can actually hold back with the Nair and fade away. And that allows you to give your teammate more room to do a bigger hitbox and not hit you, right? So highly recommend side light Nair. So yeah, side light Nair, great option, especially because you can get things like dares afterwards. I believe just dare is like, yeah, okay. On this character, it's 6 dodge frames. I think it goes as low as 4 dodge frames, maybe even 3 on 9 decks. I haven't fully tested. But you get some good follow-ups, especially like building tempo. If you dare the opposite way like this, like kind of like that, it's really hard for your opponent to punish this aerial dare, especially if you don't land grounded. You just have so much momentum and you can cancel the momentum. You can hold back or I can hold forward. And that momentum is what makes Lance so good in 1s and 2s most of the time. Maybe not 1s at a pro level, but against almost all ranks, it's such a great weapon for the drift capabilities. And getting full control over which way you move after attacking is really important. So yeah, Dare has a lot of drift. Ser also has a good amount of drift. You can hold back or you can kind of hold forward. Especially if you land the hit, you get even more forward momentum, right? And Nair as well. Like if I dash jump Nair, I can hold back and like, right, I don't move, or I can keep holding forward and keep moving. So you're going to want to get really good at controlling that drift to make your opponent think they know where you are and then miss. The key is make your opponent miss. So definitely practice utilizing drift on Lance. So yeah, side light Nair, and then you can utilize drift with like potential follow-ups. Another good option is like obviously Nair recovery if they jump. You could even like Nair and then Nair again if they jump after Nair. So Nair is a great tool as a mix-up if you're not getting the follow-ups after side light Dare, especially if they're in like red health and you know the Dare is not going to kill. Nair can be a really good option to kind of stay in this advantage state. The next follow-ups after side light are side light recovery and side light Ser. I believe it's all fixed force. They used to only work a bit easier in like red, but now I think they should work the exact same. Yeah. Side light recovery, 1 dodge frame. If they have no dodge, this is confirmed. I probably wouldn't go for this very often. The only times I'd go for this is like if I'm on a platform and I'm killing off the top or something. Typically, you're going to want to always go for side light Ser because it kills earlier. It's very rare I'd choose to go for side light recovery. The only upside I would say is maybe the recovery is harder to punish than the Ser. Like side light Ser, you kind of get a bit more stuck in frames, where recovery, it's a lot quicker. So if I miss the recovery or like my opponent dodges out of it, let's just say, it's really hard for my opponent to punish. So it's probably a lower risk, but that's just like very small detail. Lower risk, doesn't kill as early. Like if I set this to 170, that kills. Maybe it's the 9 attack speaking here. That doesn't kill, but that's gonna kill. Yeah. So side lights there does kill a little bit earlier, so you're probably going to want to go for that most of the time. But both are good options, and again, they're both good if your opponent has no dodge, or if they're just not dodging it for some reason, but they should be dodging it. So yeah, good little options. There are some other combos. These are niche combos. Dare downlight is a true combo. If you just happen to hit the dare stacked and you acknowledge that you're hitting it stacked, basically, or very close to stacked, the downlight's true. The neutral light is not true, but the downlight is true. Make that make sense? I don't know. When side light dare delight is the same as neutral light, but yeah, if you hit the dare stacked, yeah, go for downlight, little true combo. Not when you hit it like that. It's got to be like perfectly stacked. Very, very niche combo, I guess, but it does happen, so I'm gonna mention it. Another combos that do happen are the reverse nair combos. So if I set the bot to jump in the bot settings, if I hit the back end of nair, nair Sair is a true combo, and that's probably your most consistent, but you could also nair recovery, and that's pretty consistent too. You can also nair dare, a little bit harder of an input. Typically, I'll just go for the Sair. It's either Sair or I go for the recovery. It depends on how I hit the nair. You kind of have to react to it a little bit. I would just practice the Sair. But really, you're going to want to do both 10 times in a row, true, in training. Make sure you kind of get used to it, right? It happens where you hit the back end, and you're missing out on free damage if you don't hit the combo. So highly recommend just practicing that. And that's kind of all the combos you need to know on Lance. The key with Lance is you're going to want to play fairly grounded. Like, Lance is very good aerially, but your grounded game, I would be playing grounded, really looking for side lights. Try and get those side light dares. Try and get these follow-ups. Often it's playing for reactions. So, like, what you could do to practice is set your bot's dodge reaction to random. Hit a combo where you know it's dodgeable, and then kind of see what the bot does, and then try and react to it. But, okay. It's just jumping. Let me turn the jump reaction off if it has one. Sorry, I turned jump reaction on random. That's why. Dodge reaction random. See what I mean there? And then I almost took him on a joyride. I didn't get that reaction. Side light there. I didn't really get that because of the stage. Let's do the side light there. And that was confirmed because he had no dodge and he couldn't jump out of that recovery. The recovery covered. So, yeah, really good practicing for reactions a little bit, just like that. Oh, I almost got an exhaust recovery. I had no jump. And that's almost confirmed. Yeah, so playing off dodges is really, really important on Lance. And just getting used to what covers what. Highly recommend just practicing with dodge reaction set to random. Do the true combos and then see how you can follow up. We are going to play a very quick, let's do a ranked game and like really showcase some good Lance gameplay. I'll play some Rupture. I don't want to sig spam. Let's play some Ulgrim. Rupture has some incredible signatures that are probably going to get nerfed, so it's better to play Ulgrim for this video just to showcase the gameplay best. 2-1, so this is going to be a good match. I'm going to have to lock in, but I will be trying to communicate what I'm doing and why.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Try and Q Lance as much as possible. Yay! And that was some good drift there. He had no dodge. Went for the nair. Let's go for a reaction. Saw that side light. No dodge. Jump! Nope, you got his dodge back because he touched the ground. Went for a reaction there. Tried to utilize drift. Tried to get that stack there. Oh, you see I went for that reaction. Just didn't cover. He still had a dodge. One thing with Lance is hard is to kill, so that's why kind of neutral lights are your key. I'm kind of throwing out a bunch right now. Kind of knew that, but yeah. Got that dodge, got that Sair punish. Got a good lead in this ranked game. A lot of drift, a lot of reactions. Tried to go for a drift nair. That was a bad wake up down light. Tried to go for a reaction off the dodge. That was a good turnaround. I was good. I had no dodge. Got that punish. Let's try and get the weapon. That was good. What's he gonna do? Try to... He's gonna do something. Tried to utilize drift there. Went for gravity cancel wake up. Cool. Got that punish. Hit that. Let's see what he does. No dodge. No dodge. Oh, he didn't keep going up. I did the nair. I thought he would keep going up, so I went for another. I didn't get punished for it, but I got caught with the landing. So, still a good lead. Oh, I didn't get that weapon. That's too bad. Ew. That's not Lance. I didn't get that. Follow up. Some drift. I'm slow. Get that punish. What does he do? No dodge. Yeah. Now recovery's hard to punish, so that's why I went for it quick. No dodge. Jump. Nope. The down light kind of drops there. It's kind of why I didn't go for the down light end light. It just kind of sends pretty upwards. He's got no dodge. Yeah. Recovery is a very difficult move for a lot of people to punish, so it's a really good option if they're just in the air with no dodge. Same with Nair, you know, drift right there. I saw that dodge, so he knew he would try and come back. He didn't go for the follow-up. Nair went for the reaction, did not hit it. Spot dodge, going for reaction there. Didn't get anything. Reaction, dodge down. Ah, that was a... I went for a dodge read. High risk, high reward. I have a big lead, that's why I went for it. Nair. You really want to be horizontal. Hit those side lights. You see that dodge? I didn't get the punish there, but I got some really good damage. He's in kill percent. And like, yeah, let's just wait. I didn't get that. Dodge away. I went for a terrible punish. You had a bad edge guard. Just going for these fast options. And Neutralite doesn't kill, even though it's like 180. Neutralite will kill soon. You can also weapon throw. Weapon throw on Lance is great when you're directly above. Just be really high up. Just waiting. Nice dodge. Okay. Don't know what the guy was doing later in that game, but you can kind of get a gist from just that alone. I'll do a rematch, sure. Show some more gameplay really quick. But you can see a lot of these grounded attacks, these side light dares, I'm building up a lot of damage. Playing for those reactions is great. Using drift, using the momentum. That's how you play Lance. And go for the risky stuff a little bit later if you have a big lead. I'm going to try and play this game a little slower. Also, Raven invited me. If I play it a little slower, then yeah, it might be a little easier to follow. Because there's some fast movement there, going for a lot of drift, trying to play aggressive. Let's see. Good map. Let's get right into the gameplay. Going for the Nair again. Didn't get caught there. Dodge up. Ew, axe. Get that free punish. I want the Lance. Went for some drift there. Went for drift momentum follow-up. Got a reaction there. Dodge in. That was a guess. No dodge. You saw he wasted the dodge, and I see him go up. So I'm like, okay, I'll Enzig. It's really playing off those dodges is how you become like a really good Lance player. Oh, I almost caught that. I have no dodge. No dodge. Oh, I want to nair there, and I misinputted. He had no dodge there, so I went for the side stick follow-up. Oh. Okay, go for something. And yeah, that still works, even though it is jumpable. I kind of thought he wouldn't jump for some reason. I did not have an exhaustor recovery. Thought I did on axe. I went for like exhaustor recovery to kind of showcase it, but that's fine. He kind of recovered lower than I thought he would. But yeah, big difference between us right here. No dodge. He went in, and then he went up because he had no dodge. Okay. Oh, I thought that side light would hit. Drift. Oh, I thought he would dodge down. I was going for something. You're dead. Okay, so yeah, that's how you play Lance. That guy is like 2300. He's beaten me before. I don't know. Guys, that's how you play Lance in Brawlhalla. I hope this video helped. Subscribe for more. Check out Team Neutralix. We got classes. There's a tripped up class. It's completely free the first month. Check that out on the website. I host a class as well. It's only $5 a month. Great group coaching sessions. It's the most affordable way to improve at Brawlhalla and get coached. So check that out. Link is down below. Check out Sparkart. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.